and just thank you that you took the time to be here and to be committed to what we're trying to do for children and families in Paulding County. I have just a few introductions and some announcements, and then we'll get into the meeting. We've got a really exciting meeting for you today. One of the things that we really wanted to do at the end of the year, we're about to start a new year, and we wanted to really kind of celebrate. This is a season of celebration, and we wanted to celebrate what the cabinet has done. Sometimes, we're so busy, and we're, everybody's doing their own jobs, and trying to get everything done, and we don't realize how we all fit together, and how we all work together, and the differences and the changes that we can make when we all work together. So what we wanted to do today was really to bring you some real live illustrations of how that works. So I'm really excited for that. Like I said, we'll get through this this first beginning, and then we'll get right to it. Just a few people I want to introduce. First, we have Todd Pownell, one of our county commissioners, that's always with us here. Yay. Sandy Miller, our juvenile court judge. We have, and there's Cliff Cole, who just walked in. Yay. Our superintendent of schools. And Brian Todd, assistant superintendent back there too. Kim. Oh, there, she's behind the camera. I can't see her. And Kim Cobb, one of our school board members. Is there anyone that's here for the first time at this meeting? And if you are, we ask that you stand up, introduce yourself, tell us who you're with or why you're here, and then Judge Miller will make you promise to come back again.
Right, if you tell us who you are and who you're with, then you have to come back. Our special speakers, you don't have to come back, you can. If you're with an agency and you're here for the first time, and you get up and you tell us your name, you must come back at least one more time, okay?
Not just an agency. If you're with a business, if you're just a parent that's here because you're concerned about what's going on, any other reason, you have to come back. So let's start over here, and we'll...
Hi, I'm Dave Scottsing. I came with Paula Douglas today, and she was a school teacher here in Paulding County for 16 years and now has resigned and wants to do more in the community. And we're just here today to hear all the different things and how we can make a difference here in Paulding County.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay, so we'll just go around.
My name is Abigail Metz. I'm here with Terry Gibson, and I'm a parent.
Good.
And
hey everybody, I'm Daniel Lewis with United Way.
Yay!
You may know Catherine Owens, who's the regional coordinator, the regional director of United Way. Working with her to do community engagement, so I'm here for that.
I'm Laurie Penny. I'm with Paulding.com. I'm here to video this today so that the community can see what the children's cabinet is doing. It will be on the front page of Paulding.com hopefully by tomorrow evening if anybody wants to look at it. And I'm very proud of what y'all have done, and I can't wait for the community to see it.
Thank you.
I'm Jennifer Wilds. I'm with Viewpoint Health Care Management Entity, and I'm here because I heard from my Lookout Mountain friends that this is a wonderful meeting and y'all are doing great work with children and families in this community. So I wanted to come by and see and meet everybody.
Kennesaw. We're going to look at intern from Kennesaw.
Good morning. My name is Mia Wolfrey, and I am a Master Social Work student at Kennesaw State University, and I'm going to be interning with Ms. Gail Williams next semester.
Good morning. My name is Krishana Belcher. I'm here with Ms. Renee Chubb. I am from the State Department for the Jobs for Georgia Graduates at Paulding County High Schools.
For all of our visitors, again, thank you to our visitors and to our members for coming. We, like I said, really appreciate you taking out the time of your busy schedules to be here.
just welcome everyone. This is a busy time of the year for us, so thank you for being here supporting the children of Paulding County. And I think you're going to, you're in for a delight this morning with our speakers. So again, thank you.
So, now I guess we're getting into the stories next, is that right? Oh, that's right.
Now, I'm telling you something. This week, I have been moved to joyous tears as a result of what this community is doing. So, I want to thank each and every one of you that have been involved, and I want to just tell you some things about my excitement. In 2012, the Paulding County Department of Family and Children's Services achieved permanency for 31 children. I am a Pinterest junkie. I look at it first, the last thing I do at night, first thing I do in the morning, just to see if there's anything new. And last night I saw a special little pin. It was a puppy praying to Jesus. And he would say, praying for the homeless pets, the homeless puppies. And he said, every puppy deserves a forever home. And that's how we feel about our children and our puppies. So, 31 children got a forever home. What a blessing. What a blessing. In addition to having that blessing this year, and I'm just going to update us a little bit, we had a play last night that also moved me to joyous tears. Papa Panoff. Beautiful story, well done. Thanks to Providence Presbyterian for their participation, and then we'll hear more about that in a few minutes. This morning I met at the Dallas Rotary Club. I was their speaker. I went over my 15 minutes and told them all about you, all about the community efforts that you are making in the lives of children and families. We are blessed. We are so blessed. And this Christmas season is going to be wonderful as a result of the efforts that you've made. And 2013 can only get bigger and better. We got lots of seats on the front row. There's lots of seats there. Thank you for your participation this year. Let's double this room next year. We can get more chairs in this room, I'm sure. But we need you to come back. We need you to hear our story, and we need you to your participation. Thank you for what you do. Thank you so much. I've got some. Yeah. The Child Abuse Protocol for Paulding County has been revised, and we will be signing off on it today at 1:30. I've already collected some signatures. The Child Abuse Protocol will be on the juvenile court website. I will be the keeper of the hard copy and the signature page. But if you have questions about how you handle a situation when there is an allegation of abuse or neglect, you handle it in accordance with the protocol. So thank you so much.
And just a couple more introductions that we just had come in. I'd like to introduce the mayor of Hiram, and thank you for being here, and also our police chief from Hiram. Okay, we have some, like I said, some very special guests with us today that we're so excited about. And I'm going to actually ask, the first one we have is Tay Venable from the Boys and Girls Club. She's the Youth of the Year. And I want to see, Rachel, will you kind of come too? And also, you can kind of introduce her for us, and we can get started. Let's put you on the spot there for just a minute.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Use that outside voice.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am very pleased to announce our Paulding County Youth of the Year. This is Shaquana Venable, but she likes to be called Tay, as opposed to Shaquana. I'll tell you a little bit about Tay. This side of the gray hair right here all belongs to 3:45, close to 4 o'clock, she'd come busting in my office. And it was always something attached to her that wasn't necessarily the most positive thing. But I saw something in Shaquana. Not only is she a beautiful young lady on the outside, but she's equally as beautiful in the inside. Shaquana just had to learn that. So through her time at the Boys and Girls Club, and me and my dark and lovely Miss Clara, we finally got through some of our rough times, and I'm just pleased and just so proud of who she has become as a person and as a young lady, and we could not have had a better person represent Paulding County Boys and Girls Club. So, without further ado, here is Shaquana Venable. She may be a little nervous, but y'all give her some love.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tay Venable, and I'm a proud ambassador of the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club of Metro Atlanta. I'm also the Paulding County's 2012 Youth of the Year. And I'm here to tell you about my success story. I'm currently a dance teacher at the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club. 5 years ago, I was a troubled teenager, trying to get over the fact that I'm growing up without my father in the home. I was always angry and getting in trouble, but when I danced, it felt like all my anger just faded away from me. And the children at the Paulding County Boys and Girls Club came up to me and asked and told me that they wanted to dance. So I went to Ms. Jones and Mr. Dixon, and I asked them if I could have my own dance team, and they both agreed and entrusted me with over 30 kids in my own hands daily. And the past 4.5 years, my dance team, also known as the Stars of Tomorrow, has performed at every event that we've held. The Boys and Girls Club also helped me overcome obstacles, how to face diversity, and how to transition from mediocrity to greatness. And also, they helped me to succeed at doing my best in school. But not only that, they also helped me succeed in also keeping a smile on all the children's faces and also theirs, and become a leader within my community. Thank you. Thank you, that was awesome. Isn't that great that we have kids in our community who can get up here and speak that way and provide leadership for other kids? That's really what this is all about, what we do. So thank you very much. Congratulations on being the Youth of the Year. Next, I'm going to let Terry Isaac come up, and he's going to introduce someone with a success story from DJJ.
Good morning, everyone. Every month when I give my statistics, I talk about terminating cases. You remember I said we don't kill them? Our young man is going to, he's actually going to do a little bit of spoken word. And Dale was in our HITS program, which is our intensive supervision program. Now, not to get too off into why, but it's a success story for us anytime we ever terminate a kid. Close their case. This came up, I wasn't even aware that his case had been closed, so I knew his capability of it. It came out of a meeting with Judge Miller came and spoke to the HITS group. They were just kind of going around the table talking about what they were good at, and he mentioned that he liked spoken word. And at the time, there was an event going on in Atlanta, and we gave that to him. I think he missed the deadline or something like that. He was kind of disappointed with exactly. But when this came up, he was the first one I thought of. And so I contacted his work, and actually Ms. Searle's here. She told me he was terminated. I was like, oh, confidentiality will be closed, but we were able to get in touch with him, and he jumped on it. Oh, yes, what's it about, blah, blah, blah. So I was very excited. I wasn't able to hear what he's got to say. That's part of being a team. We all procrastinate. We've been to college. That's part of it. But he told me he was a little nervous, so bear with him. He's going to share a little bit about his experience with DJJ, and he's going to show us his real talent. So, further ado, Dale.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Alright. Well, as he said, I was on probation, high intensity actually. And a lot of that came from miscommunication with me and my mother. Just it's really unfortunate how often that happens, but basically, normally I would have memorized this. I'm looking decidedly unprofessional today, but anyway, bear with me. It's not exactly the happiest of poems, but it's realistic. It's meant to get you thinking. And, I don't know. It's split into two parts, for mom and dad. So, I'm starting with the mom part. With the horrors of Black Friday still fresh in her brain, standing stalwart in the Walmart amidst the reindeer games, people snatching, stealing, gnashing teeth to get the best for their families, she's still reminded of the paradise that Christmas time can be. Mom's a trooper for sure. She's always made ends meet. The kids didn't want for too much, even when they were in deep. But always at Christmas time, though she doesn't drown her sorrows, she's addicted to the grind. It's work in which she wallows. Her children seldom see her, and when they do, she's crossed. They just can't comprehend why their mother seems so lost. It's hard for them to understand when she demands their Christmas lists, why it is she raves and rants and tells them to pick expensive gifts. The oldest is in business, and she provides them with insight for her siblings, shows them why things haven't exactly been right. They're all stricken, and being little darlings as they are, they make a promise one and all that this year they won't take it too far. Now some would think at ages young, that thrift is quite a virtue, but others, mothers most in mind, think it's despite a virtue. Their prudence is a mockery. They think that's all I'm worth. The little dears, it's true, she fears, they don't know that she buy them the earth. She can't outright tell them. That's cheating in her eyes. She can't wait till Christmas morning when they see all that she buys. But for the kids, it's very different. She's made them hate the season. Another night they pray it ends, and mom's late is the reason. They've taken to making dinner, and she hasn't really noticed. Her paycheck is through the roof, but has she gained or lost her focus? Are the children neglected, or should they just expect it every year for their mom to be less than a reflection? I fear she don't miss us, says oldest to sisters. So riddle me this: does money make Christmas? Now this is the dead part. This one. Pan the camera back a little farther to see Father. He's handing a bill to a barkeep that could have bought gifts if he had bothered. With the tab that he's run up, imagine what he could have sent. But who are we kidding, right? I mean, he barely makes the rent. So, does he care? If you answer no, you've never seen a weak man grieve. Tears fall down in torrents on the shoulder of Jim Beam. Just because he's drinking doesn't mean that it's a party. I know that I'm young, but this is wisdom I'm imparting. You see, every night around 3, that's when he stumbles home. He locks the door behind him and then he fumbles for his phone. He dials his ex-wife's number. He still knows it by heart. He'd love to see the kids again. It's tearing him apart. Then images attack him. It's a lightning-quick intrusion. He can't bring himself to answer why his daughter there are bruises. He plays the victim in his head, but in his heart he knows it. The teddy bears can't save him. There is no amount of roses to atone for what he's done. He hates himself for separating such a beautiful future. The stumble in his step is him abstaining from torturing himself. He drinks to drown accusing voices that are coming from within, but it was him that made the choices that led to where he is. So even though it isn't pretty, and it wouldn't do to let him know, the only gift he gets from me is pity. Though he hasn't been told, he knows they're doing just fine. He knows that wife of his fight for her kids on the front line. He knows the kids miss him, but his weak heart tells him to keep away. Let's move on to lighter subjects. Let the selfish man cry himself to sleep today.
on students that are having trouble. When you have students that are doing well, sometimes they're under the radar. So I met these young ladies, and they have beautiful smiles. They had situations where they have overcome and been wonderful. You couldn't have two better students in your classroom. They're humble, they don't ask. You just have to pry the answers out of them. But you know that they are appreciative, they're thankful, and you couldn't have two better students to work with. So first we'll have the leader to come up and speak.
Just like in high school, it wasn't too difficult, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. Like growing up with different things happening within our family, just like I'm not gonna say specifically, but just certain people were not where they were supposed to be. We weren't able to get certain things that we needed, and I don't know, like we're just quiet people, so we didn't really want to ask or like bother anybody. But it's just nice to know we didn't have to ask. People noticed that we needed things, and they went and got it without us having to ask. It's just really nice to know that they did that, and people are thinking about it, even though we haven't asked, like I just said.
Valencia.
Yeah, like my sister was saying, we didn't have like the things we needed, and she was saying we're really humble. Like we didn't. She'd ask us, "Oh, what do you need? Do you need this? Do you need that?" And we're like, "Oh no, we don't need anything." And she could just tell, "Oh yeah, I'll just get it for them anyways." And we're like, yeah, but a lot of the stuff they gave us, like they came to our house and like we were sharing beds, so they gave us separate beds of our own, like from the store, and they just gave us all the stuff we needed and like school supplies. We didn't have to worry about that stuff. We could focus on getting the grades we wanted to get, and so we could make it to college and get what we wanted in college. And we graduated valedictorian and salutatorian, so that helps out a lot. And even when we did get to college, the stuff they gave us still did help. Like we got scholarships and things to help us out, and we still use like school supplies and stuff. And we just finished our first semester, and we both have the same GPA. So we'll be battling it out for the next year.
Thank you, both of you girls, and good luck. You know, I know that y'all have such bright futures ahead, and you're doing such a good job of taking advantage of all of those opportunities that people, you know, helped and gave you, and so I thank you for that, for actually, you know, taking advantage of these opportunities. And we have one more from Shepherd's Rest. Now I'll ask Dr. Nelson to come up and she can introduce her success story.
Wow, this is just an encouraging thing to be here. You young people have such a bright future ahead of you, and you make us proud. You make us so proud. You're courageous, and we're so proud of your courage. You know, we know that you're faced with a lot of uncertainties, especially in today's world. Things that old folks like me and the judge over here never came in contact with. We didn't have cell phones and those kind of things that compromised our security and maybe set us up for a whole lot of dangerous situations. So you all have got a very bright future ahead of you, and thank God for the Children's Cabinet and for these organizations. For Ms. Chubb, I've had the privilege of working some with Ms. Chubb, but I want to introduce you to someone that is just the beat of my heart. This is my baby, and she lets me call her that. Even though she is a very mature young woman now, I met Samantha, folks, and I'm going to try to do this without getting too with me. brought Sam and her sister Harley and their mother into the shelter and began working with them and providing services. In time, Mom had arranged for one of our lead volunteers to provide some babysitting with the girls over a weekend, and it just happened to be Mother's Day weekend. From that Mother's Day weekend, we don't know what happened to Mom. We don't know if she's still with us or what her fate was, but we do know where Sam and Harley are, and they are thriving, growing young women. And Barbara, this is one of the young folks that achieved permanency in 2007, because that family that provided the weekend babysitting service just happened to have said, you know what, we love these girls, and they are now part of that family. And along with these beautiful young folks here, Miss Samantha is a sophomore, freshman at Western College, where she is studying music and hopes to someday teach in the field of music. Not only that, she has a beautiful singing voice and had the opportunity a couple of years ago to actually try out, thanks to the folks in Paulding, for American Idol. So that's our girl. And I'm just going to introduce her to you, but I want to say to Barbara and the Department of Family and Children's Services and all of the other agencies, Judge Miller, that work together with us, our Superior Court, and all of the other agencies that work together, SAT Paulding High School, to give these two young women the opportunity that they have now. I am so honored and humbled to be a part of Paulding County and the systems that work together to provide for our young people, because you know what, they're our most valuable and treasured commodity, and because of them, we have a future in Paulding County. And I love you, Sam, and I'm so proud of you. She's an awesome young lady, and is becoming such a woman of integrity and depth of character. It just blows me away. She's going with me to court, Judge Miller, when I leave here, to learn about the ex parte order and how that all works. So we're drafting up our next frontline volunteers. Thank you, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hi, my name is Samantha Folsom, and I'm 18 years old. When I was 10 years old, I lived with Shepherd's Rest Ministries with my real mother, Tara, and my little sister, Harley. Now, my family and I were not victims of domestic violence, but simply homeless. My real mother had no idea what to do with my sister and I. School was about to start, and she had no idea what to do. That's when DFACS got in touch with Shepherd's Rest. They said they had a place available for us. Now, let me tell you, that place was like heaven. I had a warm place to sleep, food to eat, and a place I could take a bath in every day. But I also had people like Dr. Mountain and Miss Judy who were like second moms to my sister and I. They actually talked to us. They gave us school supplies, helped us with our homework, especially math. They did everything in their power to make us happy and well. My favorite part of living at the shelter was Christmas. We decorated the whole house in the Christmas tree. Then on Christmas morning, the whole tree was surrounded by gifts. The other kids and I couldn't believe it. We were jumping around trying to open all the presents. It was the best thing I could ever see. It was amazing. And after that, and after we were adopted by our family now, we now volunteer, and I used to babysit there every single Tuesday until I went to college, because now I'm there every day. And hopefully this summer I can get back into that and start babysitting more, being a more, volunteering more there. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say.
That's what we need. We need to get our kids, exposed and experienced with volunteering when they're young, so that it will just be a natural part of their lives. And so, I'm excited for a lot of the organizations, here that do that and give our young people opportunities to really become involved and to see, what goes on in the community and how they can make a difference. So, thank you again. Let's give one more round of applause to all of our
needs that these children and these families have in this community. And I'm going to try to get through this without crying because this has been absolutely powerful for me today. And thank you so much. Handy dandy little spreadsheet somewhere. It should be. But this was a little slow, so y'all just have to bear with us. Okay. I'd like to call on Gail Williams with the Board of Education. She'll give us our student count and our attendance report.
All right. Well, at the end of our 4th month, which was our 80th day of school, we had 28,563 active students. Or that might be 83. You don't have it quite big enough.
I'm sorry.
Our average daily attendance was 95%. Compared to last year, this time was 95.9. But because I'm a Pollyanna and I always want to go positive, I read a cumulative report from August 1st to December 6th, and our cumulative for the first 4 months was 96.04. So we're trying to keep our nose above 96%. It's a goal that a personal goal I set. We've never done it before, but I believe we're going to do it this year. And one thing I'd like to say about the Allen twins, I noticed them because they never missed a day of school in Paulding County. The entire high school.
Denise is not here, but we do have 430 that are listed on our homeless list. Those are the children that do not have a regular place to lay their head at night. They're not necessarily on the street, but they need our assistance and our help because they may be staying with relatives or some other thing like that. Our weekend food backpack programs, we've grown to 13 schools. We are now serving 371 children. That number could be higher than what I know because I haven't updated that list in a while. It takes a little bit to get all that information because those numbers do fluctuate from week to week. So, but we appreciate all your help and all the people who have stepped out that are providing these programs for these children so they have food over the weekend. Okay, now I'd like to call on Terry Isaac with DJJ.
Okay, good morning. I was advised that because we have the darker stance in this meeting that I needed to liven up my presentation. So in the best interest of that, I had an interpretive dance prepared, but I pulled my back. I got clamps on my dots. As you see, this time of year, it's usually about the same for the most part. Our reoffenses, 10 this year for November and 6 in last year. Violation of probation, that doesn't mean we haven't had behaviors that aren't violations, but we work on them before we just bring back the judgment domain. Closed cases, we closed 13, which is actually a pretty good month for us. And that's used to be terminations, but as you see, they're still alive. The average days of detention, as I spoke last week, we've got a couple of them that we're working with. Some of them are a little more difficult than others, so we've got a couple of them we're really trying to focus on right now. But the first step is to get them out of detention. It's hard to work with them when they're in jail because we try to work with families also. But it is what it is, and we progress daily with some of these cases. The intake calls, as you see, 13, which is anywhere usually between 8 to 13, 14, 15 is average. Now, just because we get the call doesn't mean you necessarily go to jail or anything like that. It's just more the police get a call, they respond, they do their job, we do our job. Doesn't necessarily mean, like I said, they go to detention. But that's just a call to initiate the process in many cases. Our DJJ, defense cases, actually the number is the same, but the phases have changed. So that doesn't really illustrate what's going on, but that just means they got too increase as a parent. So that's where we're at as far as DJJ and DFAX cases. That's our stats.
Thank you, Chair. Dr. Memphis, where's Chair?
I'm not sure
If
why.
I can get this down.
Have you got that? Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, thank you. Well, of course, for those of you who are familiar with us, and those of you that are not familiar with us, we're the Battered Women's Shelter here in Paulding County, but we also host families that find themselves homeless or, for other reasons than domestic violence from time to time. We provide the full range of services, a place to sleep, a place to have food, and very shortly a place to tippy-toe through on Christmas morning and see all of those gifts surrounding the tree that you all have helped us to bring in for our kids. Right now what we have in the house is 3 families that represent 7 children between those 3 moms and then 1 single woman. And tonight is our annual Christmas party, and we'll have about 100 kids there to sit on Santa's knee. The calls that we've answered for the month of November are TPO calls. We've received over 225 calls just for that kind of a service at the shelter. We've walked 40 victims through the court system and accompanied 16 of those 40 women back to the Superior Court to obtain their TPO or their stalking order, whichever they came to us for. So we stay busy around the clock, of course. The phone is constantly ringing. I'm on the hotline this week. We always answer the phone around the clock, and I've had some very interesting calls this week, but we've only had one serious situation, and I'm thankful for that. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of our community partners that are supportive of the work that we do. Mayor Devi, you and Chief Yandura, and all of the support that you and the City of Hiram has offered us this year has been incredible, and we appreciate that. And Judge Miller and Barbara and all of the service organizations that we dovetail with, you make it possible for us to create a place for Samantha and Harley and other children to be. So thank you, and again, Merry Christmas to you.
Our data, next month there'll be more data. We presented, I may do a full-blown data profile in January since we've been kind of like the last couple of months.
And now we have our Spotlight Agency. As you know, each month we have an agency that we kind of give a little time to talk about what they do, give you information, share what's going on with them. And I'm really excited because we've got Providence Presbyterian Church, who is our spotlight this month. And if any of you did not come to Papa Panon last night at the Dallas Theater, you missed out. That is all I've got to say. I was so happy and proud and everything else you could say to know that the Children's Cabinet was associated with what went on last night. For those of you that don't know, Providence Presbyterian put on Papa Panon, which was a Christmas musical. The Children's Cabinet helped with selling tickets. Nana did an incredible
Children's Cabinet, and I'm just so full of joy to be here this morning. We gather and we hear about agencies, and we look at numbers, and today just reminds us that behind every one of those numbers is a story, and so many of them are success stories. We hear on the news what goes wrong, but it's so important to gather as a community to know what goes right, and so much is going right in Paulding County. Thank you all for being here, and you all got a chance to know that. I am grateful for the Paulding Children's Cabinet because they trusted our congregation. They didn't know what they were getting into. About a year ago, the dream was born in our congregation from Lisa Beatty, our music director. We've got this play that we love to do, and we're going to do it at the Dallas Theater next year. I said, yeah, okay. And we did. We did. And we wondered, well, how are we going to fill the theater? I said, well, I bet you if we can buddy up with the Paulding Children's Cabinet for a cause that people will support, that theater will be full. And last night we counted 371. It's over 400, we know, because a lot of folks were sneaking in. Some were sneaking out, and some were sneaking in. But we had a great time, and as you heard, we raised enough money to provide shoes for those children. And I'm just mighty grateful to be the pastor of a great congregation. And that's not all we do. Look on the website. It's www.providencepc, as in Presbyterian Church, providencepc.org. And my card is out there on the table. If you'd like to know more about us, give me a call, drop me a line. I'd love to talk to you about a great congregation and a lot of wonderful things God is doing. Glad to be here today. Thank you for trusting us.
And one of the things that I want to point out is it takes the whole entire community. It's not just agencies. It's not, just government entities. It is our faith community. It is our business community. It is parents and families who have a vested interest in the work that we're doing. We can't make any difference. We can't make any change unless we have everybody engaged and involved and informed, about what's going on in our community. So, I really invite you, go out, tell your neighbors, tell your coworkers, tell, your church family that, where you worship every Sunday about the Children's Cabinet. Tell them about the great work. Say, hey, I went to this great meeting and I got all this great information. This is the place where we invite people to come. If you want to get involved, we can get you involved. We can get you volunteer opportunities. We have, for most of you, I think you know because you get blasted with Nina's emails, but we have a listserv where when there's a need in the community, we can send it out to over 300 people. And generally, the need is responded to immediately. CASA actually had a need this week that we sent out. Probably most of you got it. We have a young man who has been in foster care. He was in foster care for a very short period of time before he turned 18. Signed himself back in so that he could have a place to stay and have some educational services. Is doing a marvelous job. He's got his GED. He signed up to start college next month. He's got a job, bought himself a truck. He's just doing an awesome job. Unfortunately, he was not in foster care long enough to get some of the services that he needs now for college. So we needed a computer for him. As you know, you cannot go to college without a computer these days. When I went to college, you had to go to, there was a big room at the college. You went in there, and that's where you had to do everything. Now you've got to take it with you. You've got to have that computer with you all the time. So Nana sent a message out, and literally within an hour, we had two. Not one, we had two offers of computers. So we had another place that we needed for the second computer as well. We found a place for that. We've had medication filled by people who couldn't afford to have their medication. We've had exterminators for houses that, the family was okay, but they couldn't pay for extermination and kids were having to live with bugs. With food, clothing, beds for foster families who needed, bedding or beds for children that number of needs that have been met through this group. And like I said, usually it's just instantaneous. So make sure that if you're not on Nina's list, you get on the list, make sure that Nina has your email address, and use the list. That's the biggest thing. Use that resource when you need it. When you come across a family who is in need, when you come across, anyone that needs something, and, truly there's nowhere else that they can think of to go, send it out, because I guarantee you, one way or another, we'll find a way to meet that need. So, and that's, like we said, that's what this is all about. This has been such an awesome meeting, I think, today, because we have been able to really see, what's going on behind the scenes. I think, is there anything else, Nina, that we need to do this morning?
No, I would put we did have
Oh, yes, we do have a guest.
gift for each one of our speakers. And
Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I wanted to assure everyone, when we send out a need on the list, this is a true need. We're very conscious of not bombarding you with things that are not really necessary. If we can't find a place to send the family to find the resources that they need, then we turn to you through our list. So just be aware of